Hi, my name is Pia Baker, Director of Customer Care and Experience at Digicel. I am a leader who leads.
Hi, I'm Shelly-Ann, the period lady. And yes, we're here to talk about periods. Now, leadership is something that for some reasons we have assigned to men, and we never even contemplate the fact that, well, we have women leaders, which don't make no sense to me because we've always had women leaders. And also, we never think of these leaders actually having a period. Yes! Leaders bleed! I'm sitting with some very, very powerful women right now, and I'm in good company because they also bleed. Look at that. So, we're gonna jump right into it. But before we do, I'm gonna ask each of these ladies to introduce themselves. So you understand, say, this is not no pion something. This is some real, strong, powerful women, and we're gonna be talking about periods. Yes, that's what's happening today. So let's start with Carla. Introduce yourself to the nice people, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Carla Hollingsworth and I'm brand marketing manager at Digicel Jamaica. And like Shelly said, we bleed. There's nothing to be bad, nothing to be shameful for, okay?
And of course, Miss Pia.
Yes, I'm not Pia, but hi, my name is Pia Baker, Director of Customer Care and Experience at Digicel Jamaica, and yes, I'm a woman, so bleed.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Nasha-Monique Douglas. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Digicel Jamaica, and like everyone else, I bleed.
And I'm Christine Suragh, HR Director, and like the other ladies, I go once a month as well.
Of course. And yeah, well done. Me bleed, me tell them about it all the time. Yes. So,
All the time.
all. That might sound like a complaint, Miss Monique, but we'll get to that. Miss Nasha-Monique, right? So Carla, let me find out about you. Tell me, when you just had your first period, how much did you know before it started?
Well, I knew a lot about it because my mom was a scientist, so she prepared me for that red day. So I had the kids, I had everything, and I just went to her and she helped me. So it was good to go.
You know, that's not way to cut it. Let us find out if anybody else, you never know nothing more than period when it starts.
That's thing.
What about you, Christine?
Not a thing. I am from rural area of Jamaica, Portland, and you know, certain topics are taboo in families, traditional families in the country. So I knew absolutely nothing at all. Nothing.
Oh, well, you see, it is still so sad that even today we are not preparing our girls for periods. We're going to be talking about that in another session. Right now we're talking about leaders who bleed. And I don't know about you, but I want to hear the stories. I want to hear the things that they have gone through, especially when they occupy these nice, powerful positions that they are in every single day and their bosses. So, who wants to start off by telling me their period story? Who's going to go first?
Period,
It don't have to be the first period. Just give us something. Tell us about a period experience that's very memorable to you that you'd like to share with us. You want to go first, Christine? Look like you're ready to talk.
I don't really want to share, but I will.
Yes, share. I like that.
My first day of work a couple of years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, I was in a nice orange pants. And it's the first day of work, see your outfit nice, makeup, do it ready, but it was also the first day of my period. You know, that's a very heavy day. I was walking around doing the introductions and then somebody touched my shoulder and said, your clothes kind of messed up still. So I went upstairs, I got my bag and I went home and I went back to work the next day, of course. Still embarrassed, but with a smile on my face and my head held high. Very embarrassing. Never again. On a first day, no like color bands.
Makes sense.
Well, I wore a big bright yellow dress. I'm gonna tell you all the story about that, but Miss Pate, so like you have a doozy for us.
Oh no, I'm up in age enough to not have just one story. I think we've all had a few. I think one that stuck out was one day I was actually sitting down at my desk at work, and we know it's supposed to come at a certain time of the month, and I had a feeling. It was like a feeling, it was just like a gush. And I was like, no, can't happen right now. And then I kind of felt some moisture and I said, this is happening. And the minute I just kind of leaned, and luckily the chair was dark and luckily I had good friends there. But when I got up in the khaki pants, I'm now known for wearing dark colors to work. That's my trademark. It was the most embarrassing. But the good thing is that I work in an environment where the men are understanding.
Good.
So I didn't have that stigma and that nervousness. But that's gosh.
Yes, man, the gosh gets us all the time.
Just kidding.
Yes, Miss Carla.
Well, I mean, I suffer from heavy cycles, like really heavy cycles. And I remember I went to the bank, and I mean, I'm good friends with the security guard. And I remember I sat there on a light blue chair. I can't forget it. I mean, when you hear light blue, you can figure out what brand bank I'm talking about. And I mean, I just changed, so I should be good. And I wasn't good. And I got my transaction done. They came to me because I wasn't feeling so well. And I got up, and that light blue chair was now red. And all I did, I just looked at the security guard and I said, Chris, I just made a blue on the chair. Can you sort it out for me? He said, Carla, don't worry. So he took the chair and he did what he had to do, and that's good. And that is like the best security guard I've ever.
Can we just big up Chris?
Big up Chris!
Big up Chris and
Big up Chris and all the men like Chris, because that could have gone a very, very, very different way.
Yes.
So Chris really represented.
Oh, my turn.
Yes.
Well, like most of these ladies, my boo-boos tend to happen at work. But you know, you make a testament about Chris and other men that were supportive. And when it was really bad for me, because I wear a lot of printed pants, right? So a lot of pants with prints. But for some strange reason, this day I was wearing white, and I never wear white.
Ooh.
And it did. I'm walking around the office, you know. It was an actual man who like grabbed me from behind and said, "You have an accident." Took off his shirt, put it around my waist. And then, you know, drove me home for me to change and stuff like that. So I have to big up the men that I work with, because they are actually very supportive, and most of them are dads, so they understand, you know.
You know, that is so amazing that we all have stories where men have been supportive in our times of need, because we really do have a culture that doesn't celebrate men knowing more about periods. So it's obviously necessary for them to know, and it's useful for them to know, because we benefit. So please share your periods with the men in your life, because it don't just benefit you, it benefits the rest of us and your time, right? Okay, so this I think is a very important thing. As a leader, I really think about the next generation. So what would you say to a 7-year-old or 8-year-old who hasn't started her period yet, just based off your experience? What advice would you have for that little girl?
So I will start first, because I have a lot of little girls in my life. And to be honest, my first experience was more like, I believe it was Christine's. I knew nothing about it. It happened in prep school. It was a full white day, which means it was netball. And I had pains, did not understand them. You know, guess the school administration figured it out, called my mom, and she took me home and explained everything, which was great. What I do now for my little girls is I make a big deal out of it. It's like pomp and circumstance, the parties, the right, you know, coming of age. It's a whole ceremonial energy and vibe. They get gifts, they learn. You know, you make it fun, because one, it's not something to be a stigma about, right? It's actually a superpower. I tell people all the time, having a period is a superpower, right? It protects your body. And so giving them those nuggets, but telling them it's okay, and also telling them about protection and protecting yourself, especially as they get older, is to me an important thing to do, but you have to make it fun, not daunting. And I feel like when we were growing up, it was very clinical.
It was. And scary.
Right. No, for me, it's all about like the little goddesses and how you come into life in your own self, you know. So I make it very, very interactive and fun.
I like that approach. Carla?
Same to Nasha. I mean, it's something to be celebrated, not something to be ashamed about. And what also now I would add to it is sports, because I played sports. I swam my entire life, and I mean, I swam during my period. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. So let's teach them also it's not an excuse to stop from your activities. Because I think we at Immaculate, some of us, not me, but used to like, oh, I'm on my period, so I don't want to swim today, you know, kind of vibe. No, it's not an excuse. So we need to also add that to nationals events. So for sure.
I think I probably have had a very different experience with my periods. So I do take Nasha's points and Carla's as well. I mean, we all get them. We all have them. For me, she just needs to become your best friend. For me, it's very like she has her own emotions. It happens every month, and sometimes it happens very differently.
Yes.
It comes with pain some months, it comes with mood swings some months, and so we just have to accept that everyone gets them. The stigma around it, which kind of have to do our best to also educate our young men.
Yes.
And boys growing up at the same time, that this thing of a girl is sick. Sometimes it does come with symptoms and discomfort for different persons for even medical reasons, but outside of that, it's your best friend for life, or for the most part of your life. And sometimes she'll get on your nerves, and sometimes you'll say, where are you? Yes!
We know those times. I believe all of us can relate. When we're really happy.
That's the one friend you don't want to say, I missed you. Be grateful. Because it tells you that your body is working as it should. And it also tells you when your body is about to change, whether you expect to or not. So I think it's an awesome gauge, and I think that's what we just need to have our young women know. It's a part of life.
That's an important piece.
I think they've said it all, but one thing I would add is to incorporate the parents into it, the mothers into it. Build a relationship and a bond and a trust with your daughter. So when that time comes, you're not afraid to talk to you, and you're not afraid to talk to him. And don't wait until it's the time to come. Not when you get 10, 11, 12. Start early, having the conversations with them. They come in the bathroom with you all the time. They ask questions. Don't be afraid to explain to them what is happening to your body and what will happen to them in the future.
That is so important. And do not lie to your children. I know sometimes they'll ask you a question and you feel very, overwhelmed that you wasn't ready to deal with this yet. But it's better to delay than tell them a lie, because if you intend to keep them ignorant, do not teach them how to read. They'll find out that you lied to them.
Absolutely.
And you do not want to be the person that they stop trusting what you tell them, because they're going to trust somebody else. And that person may not have their best interest at heart. I want to say a big thank you to the ladies here at Digicel for talking about period with me today. I'm having a lovely, lovely day, because any day I get to talk about periods all the time. So I want you to tell your own period stories, because we bleed. It's a fact. And guess what? In order for us to continue to exist as human beings, we need to continue bleeding.
Absolutely.
Okay? So we are leaders who bleed, and we celebrate other leaders who bleed. Thank you for tuning in.